The story begins with the wedding of our male lead, Hyun-woo, and female lead, Hae-in, shown to be a grand and happy event. Hyun-woo, in his voiceover, tells us that everyone said their wedding was the wedding of the century, since the heiress of Korea's richest and most powerful family married a new employee. They both seem extremely happy with their marriage. Then we see many sweet scenes between them, making us believe they are very happy in their married life. It turns out Hae-in is recounting all this during an interview. He mentions that it's been 3 years since their wedding, but it feels like it was just yesterday. People often ask him how it feels to be part of the country's most powerful family and to be the husband of a queen. His answer is that he feels like a lucky man who married the person he loves. Hae-in also shares her perspective in the interview, saying she knows people gossip that Hyun-woo married her only for her family's money. These rumors started because she never revealed her face to the public. But now, she says, these rumors will end as she reveals her face. The interviewers fall silent upon hearing this. Meanwhile, Hyun-woo talks about their married life, saying it's like that of any normal couple. They wake up together, have breakfast together, and even go to work together, but in reality, they live in separate rooms and barely talk at home. They eat together but sit at opposite ends of the dining table, and they work in different departments. Hae-in as the CEO of Queen's Group and Hyun-woo as the head of the legal department. Despite sharing all this, Hyun-woo's face falls momentarily, but he quickly puts on a fake smile and says he's very happy with their life together. Hae-in, asked about their first meeting, recounts how she returned from abroad 5 years ago and joined Queen's Group as an intern, undercover, with no one knowing her true identity. She didn't know how to operate the photocopier and ended up kicking it in frustration, which Hyun-woo saw and helped her with. Hyun-woo helped her many times, and Hae-in realized that Hyun-woo liked her and was flirting with her. When Hyun-woo is asked about their first meeting, he also starts with the photocopier incident, saying he was worried about the machine, not Hae-in. But after helping her many times, he started to care for her as she was a new intern who kept making mistakes. Everyone gossiped about her, but Hyun-woo didn't like hearing it. One day, he told Hae-in to stop making mistakes, or she'd be fired. Hae-in didn't care, so Hyun-woo told her that even if she went to another company, she'd be fired if she kept making mistakes. Hae-in then asked why he cared so much about her and why it hurt him when she got scolded. Hyun-woo, unable to answer, nervously told her to think about it and let him know. One rainy night, Hyun-woo offered Hae-in his umbrella, saying he couldn't stand seeing her troubled. Hae-in asked why he cared so much and why he couldn't see her troubled. Hyun-woo confessed his feelings, saying he had savings and could take care of her even if she lost her job. Hae-in was surprised but impressed, starting to like him more. Back in the present, Hae-in explains that their love story began this way. They dated for a long time, but when Hyun-woo found out about her family, he resigned and went back to his hometown, ignoring her calls. In a flashback, we see Hyun-woo in his room, missing Hae-in. Suddenly, a helicopter lands in their fields, and Hae-in steps out, shocking everyone in town. Hae-in confronts Hyun-woo, who then runs to her, embracing her. Back in the present, Hyun-woo describes that moment, saying Hae-in looked like an angel from heaven. When asked if she was beautiful only then, Hyun-woo nervously says she's still an angel and repeats how happy he is in their marriage, though it's clear he's lying. Later, Hyun-woo's colleagues, who are also his law school friends and work with him at Queen's Group, discuss Hyun-woo wanting a divorce. They are shocked because Hyun-woo seems to be living a dream life. But they all refuse to help him, fearing the powerful Queen's Group. Hae-in, meanwhile, decides to cut off underperforming brands from her company to boost sales and join the 1 Trillion Club. Hyun-woo opposes this, suggesting they help the brands improve instead of cutting them off. Hae-in, however, insists on her decision and orders Hyun-woo to file lawsuits against the brands. In a tense elevator scene, Hae-in accuses Hyun-woo of opposing her out of spite. Hyun-woo, feeling frustrated, tries to explain his concern for fairness and the company's reputation. They argue, and Hyun-woo asks Hae-in to meet him in an hour to talk. He waits, but Hae-in doesn't show up. Disappointed, Hyun-woo returns to his office and starts preparing divorce papers. While he's working, he gets a message from Hae-in asking him to come to the family room. Hyun-woo isn't thrilled but goes to Hae-in's house. Here, we learn that Hyun-woo lives with Hae-in's family as a son-in-law. We meet Hae-in's family members, including Mr. Mande, the chairman of the Queen Group, Hae-in's dad Byum-jun, her mom Seon-hwa, her brother Soo-won, his wife Da-hae, and Hae-in's grandfather's girlfriend Sul-hee. There is also an aunt named Byum-ja who is currently in jail, and we'll learn more about her later. Hae-in's mom scolds Hyun-woo for being late, and he apologizes. Soo-cheol, the CEO of Queen Mart, tells Hyun-woo to clear up some problems at the store. Hyun-woo replies that it's not his job, but Soo-cheol insists, saying his lawyer can't handle it, so Hyun-woo must. Hyun-woo reluctantly agrees, showing how Hae-in's family commands him and how Hae-in doesn't support him. Hae-in's mom tells them to start planning for a baby to stop public gossip. She also says that after the baby is born, Hyun-woo will go to Boston for 2 years to complete his MBA. Hyun-woo protests, saying he has no interest in an MBA, but Hae-in's mom dismisses his wishes. Hae-in's dad expresses a desire to meet your future grandson. Hyun-woo questions why her surname should be Hung, suggesting it's old-fashioned. Hae-in's dad insists, and Hyun-woo silently endures the situation, feeling unsupported by Hae-in. Later, Hyun-woo and Hae-in discuss baby planning. Hyun-woo questions the timing and Hae-in's sincerity about wanting a baby. Hae-in nonchalantly agrees, suggesting they hire someone to care for the baby while Hyun-woo is abroad. This angers Hyun-woo, but Hae-in gets a call about publishing an article praising Hyun-woo's achievements. Hyun-woo is frustrated with Hae-in's public facade and leaves the house angrily. Hae-in's brother Sakhal was walking in the garden when Hae-in confronts him for ordering Hyun-woo around. Sakhal is scared and apologizes. Hae-in warns him not to mistreat Hyun-woo again. Soo-cheol calls Hae-in a psychopath but quickly apologizes and runs away. Hyun-woo goes drinking with his friend Young, who advises him to reconsider the divorce. Hyun-woo gets emotional, sharing how Hae-in's words about his cuteness affected him. Young tries to comfort Hyun-woo, who continues to cry about his situation. Hyun-woo insists he's ruined his life because of his looks. Young eventually leaves, and Hyun-woo, still emotional, walks home. He sarcastically questions the idea of love, feeling it's ruined his life. When he sees 2 men following him, he tells them off. They walk away, and Hyun-woo sings sadly as he heads home. At home, Hyun-woo stands outside Hae-in's room but doesn't knock. Hae-in, awake and listening, goes back to bed when she hears Hyun-woo return to his room. This shows they still care for each other. The next day, Hyun-woo goes to bail out Beomja, who was arrested for embezzlement. This day also marks the death anniversary of Hae-in's grandmother, and the whole family gathers for the memorial service. Hae-in's uncle, the chairman's eldest son, also arrives. There's tension between him and the chairman. Hyun-woo joins other sons-in-law to prepare for the service, revealing their shared struggles with the Hung family. They sympathize with Hyun-woo the most due to his closer ties to the Queen group. During the service, Beomja creates a scene, accusing Sul-hee of causing their mother's death. Hae-in's dad tries to calm her down, but she insists Sul-hee is to blame. Hyun-woo, anxious about his father-in-law's harsh treatment of those who betray the family, worries about the consequences of his potential divorce. Hae-in's dad tells him, "Anyone who deceives me or goes against my family will face severe consequences." Hearing this, Hyun-woo becomes very scared, as he was considering divorcing Hae-in. This thought alone makes him anxious, and he leaves with a heavy heart. The next day, Hyun-woo goes to the hospital and tells the doctor that he has lost his appetite and feels suffocated around people. Even while saying this, he appears extremely nervous. The doctor checks his report and tells him that his stress levels are incredibly high. During a sentence completion test, Hyun-woo revealed his biggest wish was to get a divorce. The doctor asks him why he feels this way, prompting Hyun-woo to explain everything. Hyun-woo lives with his in-laws, which includes a grandpa and his girlfriend, his parents-in-law, a brother-in-law and his wife, and an aunt recently released from jail. Despite the modern times, everyone lives together. The doctor tells Hyun-woo how blessed he is. "Yes, so blessed that we all eat dinner together every night at 9 p.m. to discuss our day," Hyun-woo sarcastically replies. They also spend every holiday, weekend, birthday, Christmas, and death anniversary together. Hyun-woo adds, "I have to attend 15 memorial services a year, working non-stop from morning to night." The doctor asks about his job, and Hyun-woo replies that he has a good job where his wife is his boss, her father is her boss, and his grandfather-in-law is the ultimate boss. "Whenever I get a call or summon from any of them, my heart and hands tremble. I constantly worry about what they will make me do next," Hyun-woo explains. The doctor suggests that Hyun-woo remove himself from this stressful environment. Hyun-woo responds that divorce is his only option. The doctor advises Hyunwoo to consider moving away with his wife, but Hyunwoo admits he hates his wife even more than his in-laws. The doctor asks why, and Hyunwoo reveals that she doesn't care about him at all and only thinks of herself. "I married into her family for her sake and endured everything for her, but she never cared about me," Hyunwoo says. Before marriage, she promised Hyunwoo he could trust her. In a flashback, we see that 3 years ago, when she arrived in a helicopter to Hyunwoo's hometown, she promised him she would never let him cry. Back to the present, Hyunwoo regrets believing her. The doctor asks if he is hurt or upset because of her, but Hyunwoo says he just hates her and wants a divorce to live peacefully. The doctor is shocked to learn about Hyunwoo's condition and feels sympathy for him. The doctor prescribes some medication and gives him a comforting hug. Seeing them together reminds us of their roles as Moon brothers in It's Okay to Not Be Okay, where Haein's brother, Sejun, also starred. Hyunwoo bids goodbye to the doctor and leaves. Next, we meet Grace, who was the butler for the Hong family and arranged matches and dates for the children of wealthy families. She arrives at a department store where she tries to be overly friendly with Haein, who warns her to be more careful next time and leaves. Grace, embarrassed in front of everyone, becomes furious and heads straight to Hyunwoo's cabin, telling him she has many connections with big families, including the Dang Group. She mentions the recent accident involving Mr. Dang's eldest son, who died, leaving his wife with nothing because he willed all his property to his children and nieces and nephews. Hyunwoo tells her that the wife can file a lawsuit as she legally owns half of his properties and offers to refer a good lawyer. Grace insists that Hyunwoo himself is a good lawyer and brings up his similar situation. Hyunwoo asks what she means, and Grace reveals that Haein had a will written before their marriage, ensuring all her properties and shares would go to her family if something happened to her, leaving Hyunwoo with nothing. Grace mocks Hyunwoo for believing their marriage was real, calling it a show for the media. She didn't want a loving husband, she wanted a servant who would follow her commands, Grace says. Hyunwoo, angered, tells Grace to leave. Grace's words deeply affect Hyunwoo. Meanwhile, Haein receives a call from the doctor asking her to come to the hospital. She tells the doctor to email her, but after hearing what the doctor says, she is shocked. We then see Hyunwoo finishing his work and heading out. Haein approaches him by the elevator, asking him to come with her. Hyunwoo refuses, and Haein insists, saying she checked his schedule and knows he's free. Hyunwoo yells at her, saying he doesn't want to go anywhere with her and drives away to his hometown. Hyunwoo's parents, who are farmers, are delighted to see him after so long. They ask about Haein, and Hyunwoo makes an excuse about her work. At home, his mom cooks a lot of food for him. Eating his mom's food after so long brings Hyunwoo comfort. Soon, Hyunwoo's older brother and sister arrive, and his sister scolds him for missing their dad's 60th birthday. Hyunwoo reveals that he is planning to divorce Haein, shocking everyone. They try to convince him not to make hasty decisions and to resolve any problems. His dad tells him that life requires adjustments and that arguments and fights are normal in a marriage. Hyunwoo tells them he has thought it through and is determined to get a divorce. His sister calls him selfish and reminds him of the sacrifices made for him, including selling all their cows to send him to Seoul, which meant she couldn't attend university. Hyunwoo responds that her absence was due to attendance issues. His brother explains how proud their parents were when he married Haein and warns him about the gossip and disgrace the family will face if he gets divorced. Despite their pleas, Hyunwoo leaves. Back home, Hyunwoo stands outside, looking at their engagement ring, and then takes the divorce papers to Haein's room. He tells her they need to talk, but Haein says she has something to tell him first. Hyunwoo agrees to listen. Haein reveals she is dying and has only 9 months left. Hyunwoo is shocked and asks what she means. She explains that the doctor told her she has only 3 months left to live. Hyunwoo, still in shock, listens as Haein repeats that she will die in 3 months. Hyunwoo, hiding the divorce papers, says he just wanted to apologize for his behavior and promises to treat her better and take good care of her. But suddenly, he becomes emotional, saying he can't live without her and questioning how this can happen. Haein is surprised and asks if he is serious. Hyunwoo hugs her, saying he loves her. We then see a flashback of their grand wedding and a message they recorded for their future selves. Hyunwoo expressed his hope that they would still be together and that he would never make Haein cry. Haein recorded a message for herself, saying she hoped to be beautiful, healthy, and successful in 10 years, with Hyunwoo by her side.